Hello, fellow music makers. My name is Bronson. If you haven't met me before, I am one of the instructors at Make Music Ellensburg, and I wanted to take the time today to share with you a couple of my favorite resources for finding sheet music for guitar. So the first one, in my opinion, is like the industry standard of guitar charts. It's really, really, really common because it has like everything on it. If it's been recorded and it's been written, chances are you can find it on Ultimate Guitar. UltimateGuitar.com is almost entirely user generated, which means that it's not professional people for the most part that are making these chord charts. So with that in mind, it's a good idea to double check these with your teacher because sometimes there are discrepancies, but it's not super common. So let's go ahead and find some music. Let's play Hotel California by the Eagles. A good way to prevent yourself from finding charts that have discrepancies in it is by looking at this rating system right here. Most of the time when a version of this song has the highest rating, that's the best one. It's usually pretty accurate. So this one wins by a landslide. So let's go ahead and take a look at version 1 here of the chords. And success. Here we are. If we take a peek at the top, we have the key it's in, the capo it's on if it requires a capo, and it also has some suggested strumming patterns for the verses and for the choruses. There's, in addition to just having the chords, there's a few other features that I use really often when I use this website. The first one is auto scroll, which does exactly as advertised. It automatically scrolls as you're performing, so you don't have to take the time to stop playing to keep going. The second one that I use is the transposition feature. And it seems I've already transposed this because I guess the last time I played this, I wasn't playing with a capo. So say, for instance, I didn't have a capo at this particular time. And if I know I'm capoed on the second fret, then I can transpose my guitar chart up so that the chords will sound exactly the same as if I were playing it with the capo. Another feature that I use with my students especially is the simplify feature. So if you have any funky chords, for example, this F sharp 7 has an extension on it. It's looking like just F sharp 7 is our culprit here. We can actually hit simplify. Whoops. And it will bring it back to its base chord and have something that's a little bit more accessible to play if one of these chord extensions is giving you a hard time. So in addition to just the chord charts that it also has bass charts, ukulele charts, sometimes even drum charts are on here as well, and tab. So say I wanted to learn the solo now. I've already mastered that rhythm guitar part. Now I can come in, find the solo. Let's see which one's the highest rated here. It's looking like this person crushed version 2. And I now have access to this tab. As you're probably already aware, tab is, I think, generally an excellent system of notation. It's really, really accessible. You can learn to read it super quickly and know exactly what notes you need to play. The biggest downside of reading tab is that while it tells you exactly what notes you need to play, it doesn't always give you a great indication of the rhythm. In fact, it doesn't give you any indication of the rhythm. So with just this piece of information alone, it would be impossible to accurately learn this piece of music. But in tandem with the recording or just knowing this recording really well, this is a fantastic system. So with that said about tab, let's jump ahead to my other favorite website, which is Songsterr. Songsterr is mostly free. You can access this player and a few other features, but there are a lot of premium features that are withheld from you without getting a subscription. The biggest one being you can't print them. But if you have a laptop or if you have an iPad or even a phone, there's an app as well. You can access this without having to print the sheet music. So the biggest advantage to Songster's tabs versus Ultimate Guitar's tabs is, one, they have the stems of the notes written below them, which indicate the rhythm. It gives you that missing piece of the puzzle to start to put this together. If you're new and you're still learning to read music and becoming more familiar with these concepts, it has a player built in so you can listen to it and learn it by ear. Another great feature that you have access to with the free account is that you can go through And it actually has a track for everything in the band off the studio recording, all the way down to John Paul Jones's famous recorder solo at the solo. Geez, I can speak. Famous recorder solo at the beginning of the track. So let's say I want to learn Jimmy Page's guitar solo. I can isolate that track, find where the solo enters, move my player bar there, and begin listening to the solo as I get it under my fingers. So these are two of my favorite guitar resources. To recap, Ultimate Guitar, really great for everything all around. Chord charts especially, tabs especially are really, really great, really accessible there. And it's free. It's almost completely free. Like I said, it has pro features, but I don't really use them even with my pro account. Songsterr, fantastic for learning lines, for learning licks, anything that you would want to read in tab. Because it has that additional scaffolding of rhythm available to you, and you can also listen to it, which is something that Ultimate Guitar doesn't have with its free version. I hope this is helpful, and I wish you the best as you continue in your music making journey.